It's a movie, bitch. What's happening, Flight Crew? What it do? Smoke Session TV fam, YouTube fam. What's happening? We back. And we ran through this past week. We did a bunch of reviews from Empire Direct. Check out the epic unboxing video and all of the reviews. We went over several different flower strains, and we still have more to come. But I figured let me kind of break up the Empire Direct kind of just streak and throw in a new smaller company that just started out that sent over some flour for the purpose of this review. This is not a paid review. This isn't a sponsorship. They sent over some flour, asked me to review it. I obliged, of course, because that is what my channel is all about. Bringing you all new companies, new flour, new reviews, and keeping you up to date as to, keeping you abreast of all the new things that are coming in this wonderful world of CBD that we have all gotten ourselves into. So the company we will be going over today is going to be Jane's World. Y'all see that label, Jane's World. Jane's World LLC reached out to me and we made something happen. So let's see what we got from Jane's World. We'll go over the paperwork and everything, let you know what's in the packaging. First off, we have the flour, of course. So they sent over 2 for the purpose of the review. We'll cover both of those. We've got the Blue Dog, and it looks like RN13. I'm not familiar with RN13 or Blue Dog, so I'm not sure if these are just AKAs for other, actual kind of main name strains, and this is just kind of that personal spin on it, or what. But we will definitely review them. And then as far as paperwork, looks like we got some COA paperwork in here, and of course that handy dandy notice to law enforcement. And y'all know what we call that around these parts. We call this that let my nuts go paper right here. This is that notice to law enforcement that lets them know that this package contains industrial hemp products grown and produced in accordance with the Agricultural Act of 2014, Section 7606, and contains less than 0.3% Delta 9 THC, which, if you didn't know, makes it legal. Can ship straight to your door, all 50 states. Don't believe the hype. Don't let somebody tell you can't get it, because you can. And not to mention that good old Farm Bill as well. So notice to law enforcement, check mark there by Jane's World, because that is paperwork that is a must. It has to be included. It has to be included. I can never, we cannot say that enough. So anybody leaving that out, not doing good. Paperwork. These are going to be the COAs. 2 different kind of forms, so I'm not sure if this is one for each, or is this just one that covers kind of one particular strain. I'm not sure, because again, it's kind of 2 different forms, and a lot of the good information is kind of blocked out right here for whatever reason. It just says the sample type is hemp. I'm not seeing like the particular name. I'm assuming that may be the actual strain name up here that we can't see, which I don't understand. What would be the purpose of that, of blocking that out? We know obviously that these have to be, names that are maybe proprietary with what you guys are doing over there, and just kind of renaming a strain, which I'm not gonna knock you for that, but we would like to be able to kind of see what it is on that COA that's included, instead of kind of blocking that out from the consumer. Another thing, you can definitely make out the large print at the top right there. You all can see that, Flight Crew. But then if you really got to kind of focus in on this, the quality as far as the printout is just not the best. The copy, should I say. I know it's just copies upon copies upon copies upon copies. and it's just the fine print kind of up in here, with the percentages and everything that a lot of people do look for outside of just these main big points here are kind of blurry. I mean, it's honestly, some of it you can't even make out some of the numbers honestly on it. It does say total THC is 0.72%, total CBD is 17.92%, total cannabinoids is 21.63%. So I'm not exactly sure, unfortunately, which one of these flowers this paperwork is referring to, because it doesn't even say, Blue Dog or RN13 on here. If you scratch it out, I'm sure you could just put up there yourself, hey, this is for the Blue Dog or RN13 or something. Write it in there at least, maybe, so we'll know kind of which strain that this paperwork is for. The website I did look, they do have COAs on the websites for some of their various strains. I didn't see it particularly for the Blue Dog or the RN13, so I did reach out to them. So if I hear back from them by the time the video gets edited and put up, which I'll delay it, I won't upload it directly tonight. I'll go ahead and do it probably in the morning. So if we get something, then I will definitely put that up there. If not, Flight Crew, unfortunately, this is what we have. You would want to pause it on there or something if you can. I don't think you will really be able to kind of really zoom in and see anything on there, even on this one. That's not really, because if I can't see it too well outside of these top percents, you guys probably are not either. Let me sneak a. Yeah, so you can kind of do what you can if you guys are able to kind of zoom in or pause it and make out this COA paperwork. And see, yeah, I mean, CBD percent and even the Delta 9% that's handwritten on the front of both of these is the same. So again, even if I could go off of what was written on here and kind of match it up with the paperwork to decide, they're both the same on the label. So that's kind of unfortunate, just because I really don't know what the paperwork, which one of these the paperwork goes to. But we will move on past that. We are here for the flower, so let's chop it up and let's talk about the flower. We'll go ahead and jump into the Blue Dog today, and then we'll save the RN13 for another day, probably the next day. It'll probably be tomorrow. I'll go ahead and get that one out for you guys and review it up as well. And then we'll bounce back and finish off doing some of the Empire Direct items that we had left from that epic unboxing. So let's jump right into the Blue Dog. Right off the bat, the first kind of smell that I get kind of takes me back to when I kind of first started reviewing CBD flower. As far as the smell, if you guys remember, if you guys are not new, for those that have been kind of doing this for a while and have been in the game for a minute, can probably attest to a year or so ago, maybe a year and a half ago now, when it was really kind of taking off and these companies were really starting. A lot of the flower from some people really just kind of smelled the same, and I think that's why a lot of people who initially jumped on and tried it at that point kind of got turned off, because it all kind of smelled the same. It had that kind of grassy, what I call an industrial hemp kind of a smell, and kind of a grassy kind of a fragrance, so it wasn't anything that really smelled like a THC user would be used to, that was trying to convert over. This would smell like something. This is just more of a grassy, kind of a earthy smell, and that's what this kind of reminds me of here. Now, it is in a bag, so maybe if you jar it up and maybe let it sit for a little bit in a jar, maybe throw a Boveda pack or something in there with it, and then check it, a few days later. Cause I mean, if I completely like, y'all can see what I'm doing for like crew. Like if I put my nose damn near in the bag with it, you know what I'm saying? Like I probably got to hold one completely up to my nostril and inhale a whole bud. You kind of get a subtle kind of a little funk to it. Not the most. I mean, the dominant smell to me on this is still going to be just a grassy kind of a earthy smell. The flower itself, it's a decent green. It's not necessarily like a light green. You can't see the trichomes. The trim job is not bad. Kind of right in the middle, almost again, some similar to what I would call a machine trim. And you guys can kind of see that for yourself, and you'll definitely be able to see it in the close-ups. You probably won't be able to see it too well just because of the way the lighting is set up right now, but you can definitely see that. Now some people would say this isn't what they would be looking for. To me, this isn't bad. I've seen much worse as far as a trim job with the sugar leaves and everything. So this isn't bad. You can tell it has some type of trim on there, so it's not just sent directly to you straight from the plant. It did go through some kind of trim process. As far as the texture, I'll hold it up here so you guys can hear it. It's kind of dry, not too bad. It's not super dry. Let's get a listen in. Matter of fact, let's hold it up to the mic. Let's do that. Okay, so you guys can hear that. Hopefully the mic was able to kind of pick that up. We got a little ASMR going. And it did go ahead and separate, so that kind of lets you know it wasn't enough kind of moisture or whatever to kind of keep the bud together. Once we did a little crunching, it went ahead and separated, which again, some people prefer it that way. I will say again, once you break it open and split it, I can kind of get to smelling that slight kind of gassy funk that I was burrowly getting out of the bag, after putting my nose fully in there. You can kind of smell it once you get it broke open. So it is kind of getting a smell, but I mean, just the flower itself and the overall flower, it also kind of reminds me of flower from about a year and a half ago. Compared to what people are kind of putting out on the indoor strains, and just the look and the prettiness of the flower that's becoming readily available now. This is something that is more so just reminds me of when I started reviewing. So let's go ahead and continue, since we kind of started breaking some down. Let's go ahead and just hand break it so I can really kind of get you guys some details as far as the texture and the stickiness of the overall bud itself. And then we'll definitely roll one up and smoke. That's what we're here for. So I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody is having a blessed day, a blessed week. Nothing but positive vibes are going your way. Please send them back my way, because we all dealing with things. We all going through things in life. And some of you guys I know are watching these reviews because you're trying to find an alternative to maybe some medications that you're using or you're thinking about using, and you want to find something a little more natural to fight whatever ailments you're going up against. Me personally, you guys know my story. My struggle is with the depression and the anxiety, and I'm almost starting to feel like a little bit of bipolarness as well, because my mom does suffer from that. So I'm thinking that may have snuck its way in a little bit with me. So that's how my journey got started with the CBD flower, if you didn't know, as far as just trying to find alternatives and have legal options to smoking, and kind of weaning myself off of the negative effects of the depression medication that I was on, and the sleeping pills and everything that I was taking. So you guys can see the amount of stickiness. Definitely sticky. Got a lot of residual kind of residue built up on my fingers. So let's go ahead and do the sticky test. Y'all know what we do. We do the hang time. You know what I'm saying? We do the hang time test. Let me hold it like this. Let my light skin this be the background. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can see that flower. Sticky test is holding on. Okay, so not bad. You know, we do a 2 out of 3. We'll flip it, do the other side. So definitely not bad, flight crew, for the hang time. You know, that's not bad. So it does have a decent amount of sticky. And also, while we're here, before we actually, you know, go ahead, while I get the, what I do is while I'm stuffing this cone, I'm gonna go ahead and cut and let you guys get the close-ups of the actual flower. And then when we come back, we'll just jump right into doing the dry test, and then we'll go ahead and smoke, kinfolk. So let's cut to the up close and personal view. And we back. So as promised, we got the cone already rolled up. Y'all saw the sticky test. You just got to see the up close and personal look of the blue dog from Jane's World. Again, if you're tuning in or kind of skipping around through the video, we are reviewing Blue Dog from Jane's World LLC. This is their CBD hemp flower. Again, Jane's World LLC, CBD hemp flower. Blue Dog is what's up for review. And let's go ahead and do a dry test, do a dry pull. So the dry pull is giving me the similar kind of a earthiness from the dry pull that I was getting from the smell, which I understand. You know, that's kind of, so it's consistent as far as the smell is matching the flavor that I'm getting off of the dry pull. So I'm not gonna knock them for that. That's at least being consistent as far as the smell kind of matching the flavor. So let's go ahead and let's smoke, kinfolk. Again, you know, we don't judge it off of that first lighter pull with that butane. I need to start using my hemp wicks. I don't know why, I just never do. So we'll give it a few pulls and then we'll kind of start going into the actual review of the flavor. It's not bad. Got a little bit of a little throat grab right there. It's actually not bad. The flavor and the actual smoke is actually, I'm gonna put that as above the actual look of the flower and the smell of the flower. I didn't really know what to expect after the, you know, kind of reviewing the flower, as you guys saw before we did the close-up. So I really wasn't knowing what to expect on flavor. I didn't have the bar, my hopes set too high. But I'm not, you know, I'm not disappointed. I'm not let down thus far by the flavor. It's different. It's got a nice, clean kind of flavor. It's got a kind of a sweet earthiness to it, so it's not a diesely or fruity type of a flavor by any means, but it's kind of got an earthiness, but it's got a sweetness to it, which makes it tolerable. And it's not just a earthy, you know, kind of old school hemp kind of a vibe. It's got a nice sweetness to the earthiness, so it kind of makes it a decent mellow kind of smooth smoke, so I can appreciate that. That's different. That's very unique as far as just the sweet earthiness that it has. But it doesn't have like a gassy or a diesely type of a flavor. It's just got a sweet earthy tone. It doesn't have like a THC type of a flavor or your typical CBD flavor. It's just got, again, I've said it probably 3 or 4 times, and I'm gonna say it again. It's got a sweet earthiness to it, a rich kind of a earthy note that I'm getting off of that. And then you guys can see, you can see that oil ring starting to develop. You can see that shining around that tip. That's the oil ring that's starting to develop. So this may be something good for those of you who like to press and do your rosin or everything is, you know, in-house. This may give you a decent yield because we just lit this a few moments ago, and it's almost already developed a full 360 oil ring. We might be missing a little bit right there, but it bounces right back right there, and you got a little void, and then it's right back, you know, so it'll be a full 360 ring after the next couple pulls. So this may be a good bud to actually press and really enjoy that flavor, because you'll get it even more after you press it and actually, you know, kind of dab it. You should really enjoy that flavor even more. So overall, not bad as far as on the smoke side. As far as the looks, it's about a 3 as far as looks. Smell, honestly, I'd have to say the smell is about a 2.5 as far as the smell, just because of what's out there and what's available. You guys saw the hang time kind of sticky test and everything as well. I mean, but the smoke, I'd give the smoke about it's unique. So I'd say about a 3.7, not quite a 4, because it's not just making me fall in love, but it's unique. It's different. It's something that I haven't experienced, and I've tried a lot of flower, as you guys know. So I'll give it that for sure. So not getting not getting a whole lot as of yet on the effects side, but apparently I may be speaking too soon. I may have offended the blue dog a little bit, but I'm not getting a whole lot on the effects now that I've started to cough and kind of choke a little bit more. That's going to, of course, increase or kind of heighten that feeling. It'll kind of speed up the process a little bit as far as any kind of head rush or anything that I may feel. It's definitely going to be heightened and kind of sped up just from the actual choking. And you know what we say on the channel, you ain't smoking if you ain't choking. So it's not just a smooth, no, it's got a little throat grab, it's got a little pull to it, it's got a little baby kick, you know what I'm saying? It's not a full grown, not a grown man kick. It's got a little toddler, you know what I'm saying, a little baby toddler kind of punch to it, but it does at least have a punch, you know what I'm saying? It's not just going down without a swing. Yeah, effects wise, this may be something where it'll kind of creep up on you. It may have a little more slow, kind of graduated effect as you smoke. I'm starting to feel a slight bit of kind of an uplifted just kind of want to get up and move around type of a vibe that I'm getting off of it. So it's almost kind of giving me the sativa type of effect. So this may be a decent daytime strain for those of you all that are looking for something that'll kind of get you to feel a little more upbeat, and not necessarily put you down. This may be all right for that. It's got a decent flavor, so it's not a bad flavor. It's definitely one that is tolerable, and it's a decent effect. It's something you could smoke during the daytime, maybe in the morning, and then maybe late afternoon to kind of give you another pick me up, another little boost. And I am starting to kind of feel it right here, kind of over my eyes and kind of in between, right up in this area as well. So the effects are starting to kick in. So not bad. Not bad overall. As an overall, I give it about a 3.5 out of 5. It's right there, and a 3.5 is good for it, because I was thinking about a 3.3, but the flavor make me want to give it a 3.5. So I appreciate you all tuning in, Flight Crew Smoke Session TV fam. Stay tuned, because we do have another one to review from James World. We have the RN13 as well, so stay tuned. I'll get the video up tomorrow for this RN13. We'll figure out what this flower is talking about as well. Bag, it looks similar in the bag to the Blue Dog, but we'll see. So stay tuned. We're gonna knock out these reviews from James World, and then we'll jump right back into the Empire Direct, and we'll bust into those concentrates and do a couple dabs. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a little we're gonna dab a little bit, y'all, so stay tuned for that. All right, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm about to do a live on the IG right now. By the time y'all see this, it'll be over and done with, so no worries there. But be sure y'all follow me on IG. I do a lot of after review live sessions where the people that tune in and chop it up with me actually get the first real review and kind of response and my feelings on the flower before it's even posted to my YouTube channel. All right, so I appreciate y'all. It's all love. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all stay blessed. Enjoy the rest of your week. And we out. Smoke something, bitch.